Hello and welcome to Rough Cut Film Review. This is a review of Percy Jackson and the Sea Monsters. So since Harry Potter, there's been a wizard-shaped hole in the public's affections that will take billions of dollars if they get it right. One of the not very likely franchises to fill this hole, along with Jack the Giant Slayer, is Percy Jackson. Now, I missed the first Percy Jackson film because it just didn't sound particularly interesting. But as we kick off here, Jackson did something good in the first film as far as we can make out. Other people took all the credit. Some girl called Talia or something probably got killed, and Jackson at the beginning of the second one is doubting himself and doubting how much he actually achieved in the first film and whether he's as great as he initially thought he was. Him and his friends, who are played by actors and actresses who seem to be hurtling towards 30, pretending to be in their teens, decide to go on a quest. They are joined by a attractive but very aggressive girl who definitely fancies Percy Jackson because she's horrible to him in public all the time. So essentially what we have here is Hogwarts but in the woods, and it's more sort of tree based. Anthony Stewart Head and Stanley Tucci are very likeable. They're running this school or whatever it is. It's sort of like a kibbutz as far as I can tell. Seems to be run for kids whose parents are Greek gods. But oh no, there's a problem. Their security is compromised. A giant and terribly animated mechanical bull attacks them for some reason. For another reason, the adults aren't there to protect the kids, and the kids have to defeat it. So the kids have to go on a quest for the Golden Fleece to make everything okay again. So effectively what we have is Harry Potter but more tree based. The banter between the kids isn't actually that bad. There's a sprinkling of proper actors in there as well, as you might expect. Eventually we get to the Sea of Monsters in the title, but for me there just aren't enough monsters. There's one big one, but it's one of those situations where it's so big that really it's an ecosystem, it's not really a monster. The level of mild peril is also somewhat downgraded by the fact that we're in the sea. So for example, the baddie sets up his base in a fancy yacht on the ocean. Now, if your enemy is the son of Poseidon, you probably want to stay away from the sea or anything sea related. It's a bit like the heroes fighting an ice monster, but the ice monster has set up his lair inside a volcano. There's quite a cool section involving a Confederate ironclad that's crewed by zombies, but there's a big oversight in the fact that the ironclad is fitted with 20th century weaponry and equipment. Didn't quite make sense. The film really isn't bad. It's relatively interesting in its premise, the idea of Greek gods having children and it being in the modern day, but it's never really properly investigated or looked at. It's never really properly implemented. I get the feeling that they were just trying too hard to be like Harry Potter. So for example, we go and see the magical postal service for these gods. Well, okay, you know, an old lady saying she wants to send a package to Hades. It's just trying too hard to be Harry Potter. I mean, for all I know, this was written before J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter, but I'm not even bothering to investigate it. It's just not worth my time. I've not read the books. Who knows? It's not bad. The kids are fine. Why is the kid called Percy Jackson? It's maybe the point of it is such an unappealing name. Percy, it's such an old-fashioned name. I don't know, but I don't like it. It's fine. The banter between the kids is all right. They're in their 20s, approaching 30, but pretending to be teens. Fine. Everyone else does it as well. It's okay. It's no better than that, though. That's the problem. There's nothing exceptional here, and it's got very little personality of its own. It's pretty much the same summary I came up with Jack the Giant Slayer. There was nothing really wrong with Jack the Giant Slayer. It just didn't have anything interesting in its own right. Lots of CGI stuff happening, and that's pretty much the case here. Kind regards, Christopher Thomas.